I pray 7 times a day, every hour and 30 minutes between, starting at 10 o'clock in the morning, ending at 7 o'clock in the afternoon. Um, the reason I do this is because our ancestors prayed 3 times a day. We know our ancestors wasn't perfect, so why not try to be better than our ancestors? Aren't we supposed to be better each generation anyway? We know the Muslims try to outdo our ancestors by praying 5 times a day. So why not try to outdo the Muslims by praying 7 times a day? Plus, everybody knows seven is y'all's favorite number. And this is the first thing I do. I get on my knees, I close my eyes. I put pressure on my toes, because this actually stimulates the pineal gland, which helps you connect to Yah. I put my hands toward the heaven, and I put my face toward the earth. And our ancestors they would pray randomly throughout the day, even when they traveled. So they would bring a cloth to sit upon, so they didn't get their clothes dirty. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if you see me praying on a blanket, that's why. Our ancestors did that to avoid getting dirty. And face toward the earth. I have my hands up, and I pray in Paleo Hebrew. This is how I pray: Kadush, 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 Yahuwah Zabu Kadush, Kabadu Malak Kal Haarat, Tuda Kikal Asau Salaklana Naknu Chatim Uchatim Kirishanim. And this basically means holy, holy, holy. Yahuwah of hosts is holy. Your glory fills the earth. Thank you for everything that you do. Forgive us for all of our sins and the sins of our ancestors. And sometimes I even throw in there, Yahuwah na asafa naknu bin ha pa'ahim arba ha'arats. And that means, Yahuwah, please gather us from the four corners of the earth. Now, another thing that I've learned through my experience is that when you are praying to Yahuwah, you are not just asking Yahuwah something. You are having a conversation with Yahuwah. So you don't want to start off your prayer begging for something. You always want to start off your prayer respectively. So you give glory to his name. First, always praise Yah before you ask whatever you want from him. Put my face to the earth, right? Literally smell the ground. Literally bow down to Yahuwah of hosts. Uh, And this is another sign of submission to Yahuwah of hosts. Yes, my head is indeed covered. I'm not a New Testament Israelite. I don't believe that you have to uncover your head to pray. I have very long locks, and it kind of distracts me while I pray. So yes, I will indeed cover my head while I pray. The priests covered their heads when they prayed before the Ark of the Covenant, obviously, because the priests had to have their head covered the entire time while they ministered to Yahuwah. They had to wear the mitre and the crown upon their head. And then when they prayed before the Ark of the Covenant, they had that on their head. The New Testament tell you not to cover your head as a man when you pray, which that is a lie. Obviously, they don't know anything. The writers of the New Testament don't know anything about true Hebrew customs and true Hebrew culture. And also, I am faced toward the direction of Jerusalem, which is in fact in northwestern Utah. And if you don't believe that, I got many, many videos coming in the future proving this. I already explained it briefly in Migration Series 6.2, the location of Jerusalem, but I'm going to explain it more in depth in future videos. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 16, verse 1. Now Korah, the son of Izhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, and Dathan, and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and On, the son of Peleth, the son of Reuben, took men, and they rose up before Moshe, with certain of the children of Yasharal, 250 princes of the assembly, famous in the congregation, men of renown. And they gathered themselves together unto Moshe and against Aharon, and said unto them, Ye take too much upon you, seeing all the congregation are holy, every one of them. and Yahuwah is among them. Wherefore then ye lift up yourselves above the congregation of Yahuwah. And Moses heard it, and he fell upon his face. So what's going on here? You have this gang of people coming up to Moses and Aaron, right? Basically telling them that they're too prideful, right? They're saying Yah's with the whole congregation. Who is the congregation of Yahuwah? The nation of Israel. So he's basically saying that the nation of Israel, every single one of them are holy. Every single one of them is holy. Every single one of them has Yah with them. So by Moses and Aaron being the leader, they wasn't having it. They said, nah, you ain't finna be the leader no more. Period. So they were trying to take the crown, take the authority from Moses and Aaron, right? So what did Moses do when he was being confronted by this gang of very famous men from the nation of Israel? All he did was he fell upon his face. All he did was he fell upon his face. So what does it mean when it says he fell upon his face? Fell upon his face simply means he started praying to Yahuwah. You got to understand, prayer is like the phone number of Yah. You have to know the phone number. Remember, the earth is our mother. Yahuwah is our father. We put our face to the earth. Our prayer goes up to the heaven, to the Shamayim. Shamayim means listening waters. It goes to the waters of beyond, the great firmament, the Shamayim. The waters listen to our prayer. It makes it into the spiritual realm, and Yah hears it. And Yahuwah spoke back unto Moses. And this is the specific instruction that Yahuwah gave unto Moses. And Yahuwah spake unto Moshe and Aharon, saying, separate yourselves from among this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment. Boom. So that's basically what happened. This whole group of people were basically extremely angry, threatening Moses and Aaron, saying, nah, you're not finna lead us. You ain't better than us. You know what I'm saying? So y'all saw it. He said, all right, separate yourself, because I'm finna consume them. So when we go to Numbers chapter 20, it said in verse 6, it says, and Moshe and Aharon went from the presence of the assembly unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and they fell upon their faces, and the glory of Yahuwah appeared unto them. So Moses and Aaron both fell on their faces. This is how they see. You're gonna notice a trend. You're gonna notice that every time somebody falls on their face, Yah appears or Yah speaks. Every time. So if you want Yah to appear in your life, you have to know Yah's phone number. You have to know how to properly pray. So, Moses and Aaron, they fell to their faces, and the glory of the Lord appeared unto them. In the book of Numbers, chapter 14, verse 1. And all the congregation lifted up their voice and cried, and the people wept all night. Now, let me tell you why. Because if you read the chapter before this, there were some spies sent to search the land. They came back with a negative report of giants. All they did was focus on the negative. They didn't focus on the positive. They didn't care about the springs that the earth brought forth in the land. They didn't care about the beautiful mountains and hills, the abundance of rivers and streams. They didn't care about the abundance of fruit, the fertile soil, the abundance of fish in the rivers. They didn't care about a lot of natural resources in the land, such as salt, copper, gold, abundance of crystals and gemstones of all sorts, clean beast. They didn't care about all this stuff, the abundance that the land held. They only focused on the negative. And when you only focus on the negative, your life will be bad, and you will cause others around you to have a bad life. And this is a prime example of that. So all the congregation lifted up their voice, and they cried, and the people wept all night. So that's the effect of people only having having only something negative to say. And this was the land that Yah gave us. People were looking in the bad of a blessing. Do you understand that? When you get blessed by Yah, you only looking at the negative side of that blessing. Imagine how that makes Yah feels. Imagine you bought your wife a brand new, Lamborghini. Let's say you had that money like that. You bought your wife a brand new Lamborghini, and all she does is complain about the Lamborghini. Why does it do this? Why does it sound like this? I didn't like this color. I don't like those rims, etc. How would that make you feel? You're only focused on the negative. You know what I'm saying? So this is what people need to stop doing. Only focus on the negative aspects of their lives. Your life itself is a blessing. You're only focused on the negative sides of it, man. Stop doing that. And it's also a weakness. They were afraid of those giants that they saw. Stop being afraid of it. Those are the same giants that we slew. We killed most of those giants. That's why it's a commandment to be strong and very courageous. Y'all said to Joshua, be strong and very courageous. You know why that's a commandment? Because all sin comes from weakness. All sin comes from weakness or fear. You know, that's why you should only put your fear in Yahuwah. And you should be strong in your heart. Because strength is what prevents you from sinning. And weakness is what causes you to fall into sin. So remember, all sin comes from weakness. It's a commandment to be strong. So be strong, period. Now, and all the children of Yasharal murmured against Moshe and Aharon, and the whole congregation said unto them, would Allah that we had died in the land of Mizraim? Or would Allah we have died in the wilderness? And wherefore hath Yahuwah brought us into this land, to fall by the sword, that our wives and our children should be a prey? Were it not better for us to return to Mizraim? And they said one to another, let us make a captain, and let us return unto Mizraim. And Moshe and Aharon fell upon their faces before all the assembly of the congregation of the children of Yasharal. So again, they're speaking against Moses, saying, nah, we don't need you no more. Let's make us a new captain. They're speaking against Yah, saying, no, we're not going into this land. We're going back to Egypt. And what was Moses' reaction? What was Aaron's reaction? They fell upon their faces. Whenever Moshe and Aharon are confronted with a difficult situation, you will notice every single time, what did they do? They turn to Yahuwah. They fall to their face. This is a prayer that you must know. It's a phone number that you must get right. Falling to your face to the earth to humble yourself. Not to lift yourself up, but to humble yourself before Yahuwah. Now, in the next verse says, and Yahushua the son of Nun, and Caleb the son of Yefunah, which were of them that searched the land, rent their clothes. But Joshua gave a good report, right? And Joshua said, the land which we passed through to search it, it is an exceeding good land. And if Yahuwah delight in us, he will bring us into this land and give it to us, a land which floweth with milk and honey. Only rebel not ye against Yahuwah, neither fear ye the people of that land, for they are bread for us. Their defense is departed from them, and Yahuwah is with us. Fear them not. But all the congregation bade stone them with stones. The congregation of Israel was against Joshua and Caleb. Why? Because everybody was focused on the negative. They was like, you trying to bring us into this land full of giants that's going to kill us? And Joshua and Caleb was saying, no, we're going into that land. Don't rebel against Yah. And you already know Yah was angry. He said, how long will this people provoke me? So even in the midst of all this trouble, they're about to stone Joshua and Caleb and Moses and Aaron. They're about to set up a new captain. And what did Moses do? What did Aaron do? They put their face to the earth, right? And they prayed to Yah. And Yah appeared. So you gonna see a trend. Every time Moses and Aaron put their face to the ground, Yah appears or Yah speaks. So what they do, you do. If you're in a difficult situation, bow to the ground immediately. Now let's look at Daniel. So Daniel chapter 6 verse 10. Now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house, and his windows being open in his chamber toward Jerusalem, he kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before his Allah as he did aforetime. Now what you have to understand is Daniel was in Babylon. He was a slave in Babylon. So what did he do? He prayed toward Jerusalem, toward the holy temple. And he got on his knees. You know what I'm saying? Again, you gotta kneel. You have to, because when you get on your knees, whether you're on your knees or you're on your face or you're switching up, what are you doing? It's something called bowing. When you bow before Yahuwah, you show that you are, again, Yahuwah's slave, his servant, and that you submit yourself unto him. Now again, in the book of 2 Chronicles chapter 6 verse 38, it says, if they return unto thee with all their heart and with all their soul in the land of their captivity, whither they have carried them captive, and pray toward their land which thou hast given unto their fathers, and toward the city which thou hast chosen, and toward the house which I have built for thy name, then hear thou from the heavens, even from thy dwelling place, their prayer and their supplications, and maintain their cause, and forgive thy people which have sinned against thee. So when we're in captivity, this is what we're supposed to do. Humble ourselves, turn from our wicked ways, just like it said in 2 Chronicles 7:14. But we're also supposed to pray towards the land. And this is why it's important to know where the land is. You know, more and more, as you can see, you know, Yah is hiding a lot of things from us, but he's also going to reveal a lot of things. He's going to reveal more and more about the land, and you guys have to pay attention. You guys have to pay attention because it's very important stuff to know.